quite a lot holding back companies from really transforming themselves on sustainability. I think the leaders of companies really often get the importance of transforming themselves to take on board issues like climate change, sustainability, water, nature, etc. But a little bit like humans that have habits that are difficult to change, however many New Year's resolutions that we may announce, companies can find it difficult to transform from business as usual. What's holding them back? It's issues like the operating context may not be ready yet for a full-scale transformation. Shareholders may not be entirely won over to the cause. Customers may not be entirely won over to the cause. Changing the organisation can also be difficult, realigning incentives, getting the culture of companies to really embed sustainability. And then for the leaders of companies, there are so many distractions, particularly now, not just the short-term financial pressures that may not be pushing in the same direction as climate or sustainability, but also geopolitical shifts, other crises going on in the world that can distract the attention of senior management. To overcome some of the challenges that companies face and to really accelerate sustainability transformation, I think there needs to be less perhaps of a race by the leadership of big companies to make more ambitious pledges and more of a race to implement those pledges much quicker. How can that be done? I think it's partly by expressing a very clear vision so that everyone is aligned within the organisation. It's partly about finding ways to shape the corporate strategy and the path to commercial value creation so that sustainability is built in rather than sustainability being seen to be a costly addition. It's partly about aligning incentives and driving that change fully through the organisation. And it's partly about seeing disclosure not as an end in itself, but as a means to communicate the transformation underway. Sometimes there's so much work on disclosure that there's less attention paid to actual changes needed. I think there's a lot of momentum at COP28 from the private sector. Governments clearly need to step up the plate. There's a huge amount governments need to do, and hopefully they will do. But in the absence of that, I think we're seeing a lot of private sector activity, commitments to hugely increased renewable investment, hard to abate sectors beginning to grapple with how to reduce their emissions, the finance sector getting much more serious about its transformation. So there's a whole host of activities underway, also more collaboration, many more initiatives bringing companies within a sector and across sectors together, and that is very much needed to achieve the change that's required. What's been quite positive, I think, from this COP is how companies acting in a sense alone are trying to shape the agenda much more actively themselves.